Hey, what's up, people? Where can I put you guys? I guess I put you there. I'm out here with the bike. I figure if I'm gonna do it, might as well do it right. I got this. This negative came loose on the battery, and see that wire there? That ain't gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a new clip on the wire, see, and instead of just crimping it on there, I'm going to solder it on there so it stays and gets a good connection. When it comes to wiring on a motorcycle, I don't know a lot, but I do know that if you don't have a good ground, then it could throw a lot of things off in your system, and that's your main ground right there to the battery. So I'm gonna cut this old one off and get a new one put on there and do it right. There's the old one. That's all kinds of fucked up, huh? I wanted to thank Dolly too for the kind video she put up. It's very kind of her. That little short she did. I told her though, I think she gives me way too much credit. I try to be strong. I mean, when it comes to the stuff I'm going through right now, you really don't have much choice but to be strong, because there's not really nothing you can do about it. The damage is done, and now it's time to face the consequences. My dad used to always say, "You made your bed, boy, now lay in it." So that's what I gotta do. I made the bed, now it's time to lay in it. Because when it comes to your lungs and smoking, it's true, your lungs will clean themselves out to a certain extent. But once you pass the step over the line and you have emphysema, it's like becoming a drug addict. Once you're an addict, you're always an addict, and there's nothing you can do to step back over that line. And it's the same with emphysema. I have emphysema, and yeah, my lungs have cleared themselves out, but the bottom line is I'm a dead man walking. But like I said before, and I try to keep in mind, we're all dead men walking. There could be somebody out there watching us right now that's in perfect health. Not a thing wrong with them. And they're skipping about the day, going about their business, and they could die in a car accident. You would be amazed how many human beings actually die in the bathroom, falling in the bathroom, getting in and out of the shower and whatnot. So, I mean, we're all dead men walking when it comes down to it, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's a debt that we're all gonna have to pay someday. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not scared, because I am. I think, there's people, you'll hear people say, I ain't afraid to die. Well, I would argue, if you're not afraid to die, there's a good chance you're probably crazy, or something ain't right in the way you're thinking, because it is indeed a scary process to think about dying. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to crimp this down real good on this wire. Real good. Sakara Kumbadiago. And by the way, I don't know what Sakara Kumbadiago means. I know my grandmother would say it when she was very angry, but I couldn't tell you exactly what Sakara Kumbadiago means. And I just screwed this one up. Son of a biscuit. Well, I think we might get lucky. Good day, sunshine. Yeah, she used to get mad, and usually she'd go Sakada, but sometimes she would go Sakada Kumbadiago. I don't know what it means. I think she might have gotten it from her sister, my great aunt Evelyn. She married a Greek man. His name was Bill Pleasons. And Bill was a short man. Was not big at all. But over there in Greece, he did that Romo Greco wrestling. And I was like 17. I decided that I was going to try to give him a real hard handshake. Holy shit, man. That little guy, he clamped down on my hand, and it felt like I had my hand in a vice or something. It was extremely painful. I thought, oh shit, I got the bull by the horns. Should not have grabbed hold of his hand like that. But he humbled this young man, I'll tell you that right now. He humbled me. I'm going to try to put just a little bit of solder. I don't want to get it near that damn battery, because last thing I need is be blowing a battery up in my face. I could do this maybe. I know what I could do. Hold on. Let's go like this. Put the lid back on this. Okay. Then I want to get Good Day Sunshine. Put this over here just to hold that off of there. I'll try to do this without messing shit up. Let's heat it up a little bit here. Okay. Now what I need to do is I'll wrap some electrical tape on there. Oh shit.
Henny, get out of there.
My little bitty dog, I got a little dog. She's a little tiny terrier, and she's fence fighting with 2 Great Danes, which she's nothing but a snack to them. But she's a little Jack Russell Terrier, and she obviously has either no common sense or no fear whatsoever. I've never had a Jack Russell Terrier, and every time I get a different breed of dog in my life, I like to read about them, figure out a little bit about the breed. Apparently, her breed was originally bred over in England to be a fox hunting dog. The guy that bred that line of dogs wanted a dog that you could easily distinguish between a fox and a dog. I'll tell you what, she's a little thing, but damn, she is just a ball of muscle. Solid muscle. Hey, babe.
She peed real quick. I put her in for now because she's just going to bark.
I'm trying to get this on here so it'll have good connection. Okay. That other one it wasn't staying on there right.
Yeah, buddy.
She doing okay?
Henny?
Yeah.
Yeah, she peed already, so I put her inside. Sully likes the dogs next door, and he just barks at them.
She barks at anything. I was just talking about the history of that breed.
Oh, she's a little spitfire.
They, believe it or not, and don't hold it against the dog if you're a Democrat or anything, but the first female in that line of dogs, her name was Trump, believe it or not. A little fact I didn't know. I didn't know much about the breed. I'll tell you one thing though, they are tough and tenacious, and she's a little bitty tiny thing, but she's a little powerhouse. She's strong. It's like holding a little muscle. She's like solid muscle.
Well, and she's acting all tough with 2 big ass Great Danes and a little pitty over there.
That's what I said. She's fence fighting with a couple Great Danes over there. So I'm going to heat that tape up, try to get it to shrink a little too so it don't. Boy, that's just that little bit of work. It's getting fucking embarrassing.
Dolly boy, did you go potty or are you
It's self-inflicted. You complain about something you did to yourself, you just look all kinds of silly. All kinds of fucking silly. You did it to yourself, Mark. So, you made your bed, time to lay in it. But, and then, I've got some good old-fashioned thread lock. This is the first American-made bike I ever owned. Most of my bikes were sports bikes, you know, Yamahas and stuff. And one thing I'll tell you about the American-made bikes, they don't call them Milwaukee vibrators for nothing. You better be ready to check them bolts and tighten shit up. I had my horn come off, and I got one of the old classic style Harley horns down there. It fell off. I didn't even know it. The guy that built the bike, he goes, "You didn't hear it?" Fuck no, I didn't hear it. The bike's so loud. Whenever I got it inspected, the guy said, "Everything's okay, but I can't pass it. Because Missouri's got a law. You got to have baffles in your pipes." And I talked to Dave, and Dave said, "How old is this guy?" I said, "Well, he's owned that shop since I was born. He got a lot of years under his belt." And he said, "Well, I thought so." He said, "Old people, they can't stand nothing a little bit loud." He said, "Tell him I got 12-inch baffles in each one of those pipes." I went back up. I said, "Mr. Donaldson, don't shoot the messenger, but my buddy that built the bike said he's got 12-inch baffles in each one of those pipes." The old man Donaldson got down and he looked in those pipes. He said, "Well, I'll be." But those loud pipes, one time for sure, they saved me going right into the side of a car. I watched her. She looked to the right the way she was going, but she was coming out right in front of me, didn't even look left. I had cars coming. It's a 2-lane road. I had cars coming the other direction. If she'd have pulled out in between me, I'd have had to try to go in between her and a head-on car. And what I did is I pulled the clutch and I revved the engine real loud, and her head popped up and she slammed on the brakes and only come out about a foot. So that gave me enough room to get through there, you know. But loud pipes do save lives. And, you know, you don't need some of these mopeds around here. You don't need a damn license to drive them. And the way people are on cars now, they just don't, I call them cages, but they don't pay attention to the bikes around them. My bike's loud, and you can hear it, you know, and it stands out. People notice it, but you get on one of them, you go in there?
Yeah.
I'll be in after I finish this. I'm going to plug it in so I can start it tomorrow. They just don't pay attention no more, and on one of those little mopeds,
Friday it's going to be 68.
68, well, maybe I can ride it again. Do a Molly Hatchet one last ride. I'll put that video up after I get done with this. But yeah, those little mopeds, you can't hardly see them, and you sure as hell can't hear them. You wouldn't catch me dead on. Well, after riding the bikes I've rode in my life, getting on a moped, I don't know. It's like a coyote ugly gal you pick up at the bar, and you wake up the next morning and she's laying on your arm, and you're trying to chew your arm off to sneak out of there real quick. Kind of the same with the mopeds, you know. You might ride one, but you sure don't want none of your buddies seeing you on it. But I'm going to hop off here and get this done so I can get inside and get this charging. Amy said it's going to be 68 this Friday, so if it's 68, I'm definitely going to ride. So I got a mission now. Need to get this bike going. But love all of you. And Dolly, thanks again, lady. But you really give me too much credit. I try to be strong, and I try to keep pushing forward. But I don't know if it's because I'm strong. It's kind of because it's all I can do. It's like I told my daughter one time, she was going through some hard things, and I said, sweetheart, this world, it's merciless and it is not fair. And really, all any of us have is two choices. You can either stand up and fight, or you can lay down and die. And like John Cougar Mellencamp says in his Authority song, and dying don't sound like all that much fun to me. So really, when we all come to a point in our life where we might not have much longer to live, you don't really have no choice. Well, you do. You do. You could take the easy way out. But I don't know. I've been fighting my whole life, and it just don't make no sense to lay down at the end of the line, But much love to all of you. May all your ups and downs be in your bed, and don't let your meatloaf.